readers, my name is Sasha and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you guys my top 10 most anticipated releases of May 2020 because there are some phenomenal books coming out and I'm so excited to share them with you guys. I'm not doing in order of release date because I just kind of wanted to count down from 10 to 1 of like my most anticipated. So I will be telling you the release date, it won't be going in chronological order. Also, starting in the month of May, and I guess from now on other than today, I'm going to be filming and posting on a more regular basis. So I'm just going to be posting Sundays and Wednesdays just because I'm going back to work now and I don't know when I'll have time. So I'm just going to be uploading on those days just so there's some structure in my life, I guess, maybe? I don't know. My number 10 most anticipated release of May 2020 is The Betrothed by Kiera Cass. This household will always stand Kiera Cass, even though I haven't read anything by her in my entire life. Yikes. I don't know why I haven't read the Selection series. It's directly up my alley. I also have her book called The Siren, which I also really want to read. And now The Betrothed is coming out and I really want to read that too. And it's just like, why have I not picked up her books? I don't know, but I'm so excited to be hopefully picking this one up soon. So King Jameson has just declared his love for the lady Hollis Bright, and Hollis is completely shocked but really excited. She's grown up vying for the king's attention alongside a bunch of other wealthy daughters, so she's really excited that the king chose her. But Hollis kind of realizes that falling in love and being crowned queen isn't exactly what she wants. And she meets a commoner who kind of sees right through her facade, and she realizes that the life that she's dreamed of is not necessarily the life that she actually really wants. I'm really excited for this book. I love a story about a kingdom. Kingdoms are right up my alley. I'm hoping to truly love this book. It is set as like a fantasy, but like to me it seems more of a contemporary historical fiction kind of story. I don't know. But either way, I'm really excited for it. I can't wait to dive into Kiera Cass, hopefully within the next few months. I'm just gonna like
give myself to Kiera Cass.
Oh my god. The Betrothed comes out May 5th, 2020. Number 9 is Dangerous Remedy by Kat Dunn, which is the first in a brand new fantasy series. And this also releases May 5th, 2020. Fantasy for me has been kind of hit or miss lately. Like I've really been in a fantasy slump hardcore. So I'm hoping that some of these fantasies will get me out of that because honestly, I'm really here for some of these. Our main character, Camille, is the daughter of a revolutionary. And she leads a band of outcasts that call themselves the Bataillon des Morts. My French has gotten so bad over the years. They call themselves that because they help those cheat death at the hand of Madame la Guillotine. And I'm really hoping that isn't the name of the actual executioner because that's really lame, but we're moving past it for now. But their latest rescue actually turns up something completely different. They rescue a girl that both the revolutionaries want and the high-class royalists want as well. But they don't even really know why they want her. She's just this mysterious person with all kinds of dark, hidden secrets. When I'm saying the plot out loud, it doesn't sound very unique or anything, but I don't know. The cover is extremely beautiful and I kind of like the concept, so hopefully I'll really enjoy this one when I get my hands on it. Number 8 is Breath Like Water by Anna Jarzab, and this releases May 18th, 2020.
I'm joking.
It releases May 19th, 2020. This is contemporary, which has low-key been my kink lately, so we stand. Breath Like Water follows Susana Ramos, who has always loved the water. She's grown up swimming and she's actually become a world champion at a very young age. She's had a slowdown in her swimming career and that could actually put her future career as a swimmer in jeopardy. Obviously, Susana is fighting to keep her career afloat and she meets 2 new people. So a brand new coach who has extremely different methods of coaching and a fellow swimmer named Harry who's also dealing with his own deep secrets and troubling past and all the goodies of a contemporary that just make me swoon. Since it is a contemporary mushy gushy, obviously Susanna and Harry's friendship kind of blossoms into this romance type thing and I'm here for it every day. But he is battling his own struggles, so how are they going to help each other through the hard times in their life? That's kind of the whole question I think that this story is going to answer. I don't really know why I'm drawn to this. I've never read a swimming book in my entire YA life. Maybe I did when I was a child. Honestly, the only reason is probably just because it's temporary because that has, like I said, been my kink. So we love contemporary. Number 7 is actually another fantasy, and it is House of Dragons by Jessica Clues. This releases on May 12th, 2020. I'm starting to think maybe 2020 is my year to like get back into the fantasy mojo because I've heard of a lot of interesting fantasies coming out this year, so maybe we'll get back into it. I don't think so, but we'll try. Basically, the emperor has died and each of the houses in the 5 kingdoms has to send a person to the call, and that person will then be chosen as the new emperor. It's always the oldest child in the family, and this person has been training their entire life for this moment. This year there are 5 outcasts. There is a liar who is hiding dark magic. There is a soldier who is sworn to never lift a sword again. There's a servant who's actually a dragon hunter. There's a thief who knows that things in life don't come free and he has to take them if he wants them. And there's a murderer, someone who knows she was destined to rule the throne and will do whatever it takes to get there. So I'm kind of swooning over this, I'm not gonna lie, like this sounds extremely interesting. The concept is kind of unique to anything I've ever read. It kind of gave me Divergent vibes for a little while just because of the whole like 5 houses. I was thinking 5 factions, but I realized it's really not the same thing at all. I think this could honestly be the story to break my fantasy curse because this sounds so interesting. Number 6 is Stay Gold by Tobley Smith, which is an Own Voices novel, which I'm so excited about, and it releases May 26th, 2020. So I love reading Own Voices, and this is an Own Voices novel about being transgender. And it's a contemporary, so here we go. It follows 2 main characters. One is Pony, and he is a transgender male who just switched schools and is going into his last year of high school. And he's trying to completely go under the radar just because he got a lot of bullying at his last school, and he doesn't want any drama this year, and he just wants to finish school and get over it and start over. Our other main character, Georgia, is a former cheerleader, and she decides that she wants to do a little bit more than be a cheerleader. So she's trying to keep her head down, keep herself focused on her studies, and absolutely no dating, no cheerleading, just trying to have a very low-key senior year. But on the very first day of school, they end up locking eyes and they realize that they're not getting the senior year that they had anticipated. I love reading Own Voices just because I feel like it plays to the actual situation a lot more than if somebody who had never experienced this was writing about it. So I'm really excited for this. I love a good mushy-gushy contemporary romance, so we're here for it today. Now we are into my top 5, and these are my at least like 4.5 star predictions for May 2020. Well, actually, okay, 90% of these are 4.5 star predictions. My other one is like a 3 star, but I'm really excited for it anyway. Number 5 is The Summer of Impossibilities by Rachel Allen, which releases May 12th, 2020. Another good old-fashioned contemporary. So it follows 4 teenage girls who are supposed to stay at a lake house with their mothers who are best friends for the summer. We got some like real basic contemporary going on. One girl is super excited, cannot wait to bond with the other girls. One of the girls wants to gnaw her arm off rather than actually stay at a cabin. 2 of them are sisters. 3 of them are in fights with their moms. One of them falls in love with a boy who she hated at first, and 2 of them fall in love with each other. So this kind of gives me like We Were Liars vibes, and I was like the only person who really liked that story in my entire like life. So I'm hoping for another kind of similar story without the like weird twist at the end. I love summer stories. They make me happy and they make me feel warm. We love it. We stand. We're ready. Next is The Henna Wars by Adiba Jaigirdar, which releases May 12th, 2020.
So, oh my god, we got another contemporary.
Yes. So Nishat's parents have always told her that she can be whatever she dreams to be, but that all changes when she comes out to them as lesbian, because according to her parents, a Muslim girl cannot be a lesbian. So she really doesn't want to hide who she is from her family and friends because she loves her family, but at the same time, obviously she doesn't want to lose that connection that she's had with them. Flavia, who is a childhood friend of Nishat's, comes back to town, and Nishat is instantly attracted to her. She finds her extremely beautiful and enigmatic, and she fell for her very, very hard. But when their school announces a skills competition and they both choose henna, then they kind of have a little bit of a rivalry going on because obviously they want to be the best henna artist. So they kind of sabotage each other and try to get under each other's skin. But Nishat still cannot shake the crush that she has on Flavia. I'm really excited for this story. I think it's so cute. I haven't heard a single person talking about this for May 2020. I think this is just like, I'm so excited. I'm definitely buying it soon, which I normally don't do with new releases, but I'm really excited. Number 3 is The Paper Girl of Paris by Jordan Taylor, which releases May 26th. This is kind of like a historical fiction contemporary, which I really love because lately I've been getting so much more into historical fiction. It follows 2 people. So the first person it follows is Alice, who is a 16-year-old girl who is spending a summer in Paris. She's actually here because her grandmother left her a locked apartment that has been vacant and nobody has lived there for over 70 years. Obviously, she wants to find out what this apartment is, why it's locked, and most of all, why her grandmother never told them about the family that she left behind after World War II. So, with the help of a sweet Parisian student, they end up diving into the apartment and going through letters and different documents and piecing together little secrets of her grandmother's life that she really didn't expect. It also follows Adeline, who is Alice's grandmother, but it follows her when she was 16 and living in Paris under the occupation. Adeline had a hard time recognizing her home in Paris after the occupation moved in. It just was not the same. Adeline then meets Luke, who is a resistance fighter, and she actually feels like she has a chance to fight back. However, she has to keep up an appearance because she is the daughter of a pretty wealthy socialite, so she has to keep up the appearance like she's completely on board with the whole occupation, while in the meantime like fighting Nazis in the background. And it's obviously a really hard facade to keep up. As the war goes on, Adeline has to make a lot more sacrifices for her family and her friends and her safety. So I find historical fiction does not get enough love on BookTube, but it's something that I really connect with. I love reading stories about the war, any war really, and I love when they're YA. I just find it so interesting. So I'm really excited to dive into this story. My number 2 release for May 2020 is I'm hoping to be a 5-star for me, and that is The Boy in the Red Dress by Kristen Lambert, which releases on May 12th. This has every single genre I love wrapped up into one. So we've got a little bit of historical fiction, we've got a little bit of murder mystery, we have some representation for the cast, and a little bit of romance. So it's New Year's Eve 1929, and Millie is running a speakeasy in the French Quarter while everyone is ringing in the new year. So everyone and their mother is out ringing in the new year and really enjoying this speakeasy, but they're really here to see Marion, who happens to be the boy in the red dress, or the star entertainer for the speakeasy. So Millie sees Marion talking with somebody who has a photo of Marion and is like waving it around, I think, and like being angry. And Millie at the time didn't really think it was anger. She thought this person was honestly just a fan of Marion's. However, this fan of Marion's ends up being found at the bottom of a balcony, and all of the signs, all of the evidence points to Marion as the killer. But Millie knows immediately that Marion is innocent. So Millie starts following these different clues and trying to convince the detectives that he is an innocent person. And along the way, she finds Olive, who is this beautiful waitress that she's kind of crushing on. And she also finds a commoner whose name is Benny, who has offered to help her solve the case. But she realizes that the killer might be a little bit too close to home for her comfort. I am officially a hoe for murder mystery. I love a good thriller. I love a good suspense story. My crime shelf is growing bigger and bigger by the day. So I am really excited to get my hands on this copy. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for, my number 1 release for May 2020, which is literally no surprise for anybody if you've watched my last video. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins, which comes out May 19th, 2020. So this is a prequel novel that takes place during the 10th annual Hunger Games, where Coriolanus, I still don't know how to say his name, Snow, is tasked to mentor a person in the games. So he's trying to bring back his family name because the House of Snow has fallen, and he wants to restore it by mentoring the winner of the games. But when he finds out that his tribute is actually the female tribute from District 12, he realizes that it's not going to be as easy for him to win as he was anticipating. But later on, he actually ends up starting to feel for his tribute. He's trying to decide whether he wants to focus on the House of Snow being restored or if he wants to focus solely on his tribute surviving. So if you watched my May TBR, you would know that I'm really not anticipating a lot from this novel. It's my number 1 only really because of the Hunger Games nostalgia. Because the Hunger Games was kind of like a gateway drug into dystopia for me, and dystopia still remains my favorite genre. So I will probably read anything Hunger Games related, even if I don't have really high hopes for it. But I am really excited to read it, and I do plan on reading it this month. I've already pre-ordered it, so I'm hoping it'll have more of an impact on me. So readers, those are my most anticipated releases of May 2020. I think I'm going to do this every month where I just pick out like 10 releases from the month coming up so that I can talk about them, and it's also just a really good way for me to learn about new releases coming out that I might want to enjoy. Let me know in the comments below what your most anticipated release of May 2020 is, because I'm so excited to hear about others. I've watched a few other videos and honestly have not heard very many similar to mine, so I've been able to get a few new ideas. And thank you so much for tuning into my channel, and until next time, bye readers!